Oh man.
Oh, that's great.
Whew. What's up,
Okay.
everybody? Welcome to Jam Radio episode 5, I think this is, or something. We've done a few of these now. Tasty Steve, the original guest, the second guest, the third guest, the fourth guest, and now finally, for real, the fifth guest.
It's only the fifth one that counts, dude. That's the only one that counts. You've definitely been doing a few of these, man. They've been really good.
Oh, yeah. I've done quite a few of them. Oh, no. I accidentally, whoop, there we go. In my clicking over, ruined the overlay. It's fine now. Yeah, I've done 4 or 5 of them now, I think, or something like that. This is the fifth one, I'm pretty sure. We've done 5. Things are good. You were supposed to be here for all 5 of them, but the sun was in your eyes. You had to take your cat for a walk.
You know
Nerd
how
Josh
that
is
goes,
he
man.
made jambalaya. You know how
No,
he is.
man. Yo, Nerd Josh smoothies, man. Lord, I'm telling you right now, somebody better get that man off the market ASAP. Cause goddamn these smoothies.
What kind of smoothies are we like?
You
Standard
name it,
smoothies?
bro. Then no,
Strawberry
man. It
banana.
gets frozen. I'm telling you, basically put what you want in there. Sometimes it's a smoothie surprise, bro, and they're still just as good. I'm telling you, bro.
He's
Nerd
got
Josh is still out here. I'm just saying.
the spuds. He's got the spud smoothie. He's all ready. Oh man,
Spud smoothie. Oh my
that
god.
is next
Oh
level.
man. Well, first off, let me say before we go any further, as one of the many anime ambassadors,
Okay.
thank you for your rollback crusade. It is, you know how much personally I hate online. I can now actually play online, and I can honestly say you're a major factor in that. I'm glad that you took up the good fight. I'm glad because
You
now we
know,
get to play Guilty Gear in all its beauty with rollback. I just see Rebel Sajam. I see you with the toothpick, the glasses. I live to fight again on
you know,
another.
we here at the Knights of the Rollback table welcome you, Steve, as a knight. We've had a lot of faithful people fighting with us, but you're a good person to join us in this cause. Rollback for Guilty Gear. You know what sucks though? Tomorrow when we play online, or tonight when we play online, it's gonna be delay-based netcode.
I'm
But
listen.
it's you know what? It's just you suffer through it because you're gonna die in 2 hits anyway. So it doesn't even matter in the end. You're like, would the netcode have saved me?
I mean, think about it this way. Now we get the trial of like what we don't want. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
that's
like you don't
true.
want this. You actually want what's coming down the line. Like figure it as a teaser, right?
That's a good one. You should just play people who are really far from you. So the
Oh
whole
yeah.
beta, you're like, this shit sucks. You're just mad the whole
hmm
time.
You just spoil, so you just make sure you feel so bad about it that when you play it, it's the best shit in the world. Better
Yeah.
than a prison potato.
Better than
Better.
almost nothing's better than a prison potato, I gotta say. Well, speaking of gear, you've gotten to play it a little bit again. I saw you streaming it. I still haven't tried it. I'm gonna try it after this is over for the very first time. I saw you messing with a ton of characters. What do you think about this version of gear? What are your thoughts?
Well, I've been having a lot of fun with it. The stream I did last night, pretty long. I had like 7 hours in, and I literally just kept going back through the characters. I would play a character until I was like, all right, I'm out of ideas, and then I'm gonna go to another character.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I just literally just cycled around the cast until it started circling back around, and I started coming up with shit. And I was like, oh man, look at this thing I can do with Kai now, and like because of this move and the how the electricity status thing works, and
Yeah.
like
The shock state?
yeah, dude, like all of that stuff, like coming together and being like, oh, I see what they were going for now. Like, and I mean, I get a sample. I'm not gonna say this is the
Right.
full course, obviously, because I'm personally one of those people like I don't like demos because it puts a taste in my mouth that's not gonna be there long. And honestly,
Right.
I want the main course. So, but I'm happy. I'm not saying, hey, take it away. I'm saying I'm happy that we got at least that. Oh god.
Yeah, I mean the other thing too is like this version's even pretty different from the version everybody got to play at Arc and everything, right? Because like they have the new air dash change in the game, and then a lot of the characters are different. This version seems like hella link heavy. I've noticed like everybody has all these like super like
Yes.
chunky like links that you have. You can do like 6p with like some characters that I've just seen
Yeah.
like a bunch of them for a bunch of characters.
Yeah, no, like if you like even going and looking at like Faust, right? Like
Yeah.
Faust is a very weird character just in general, not only like in design now, but in like his play style. Now, it seems kind of like derivative from how it was like initially, I guess if you're playing like only Rev, but
Hmm.
if you go back to earlier versions, like the concept that like me and Josh were just talking about like is very reminiscent of like Guilty Gear of old, like actual just Guilty Gear, where it was link heavy, where you got these smaller combos, but the gameplay was so sound. Like it was the game that they wanted you to play was really crisp. Like the ideas were very strong, and they displayed very well on camera when played properly by two people who knew what they were doing, right? And that was still a game out of its element. So like even now revisiting it and getting a deeper hands-on and literally just sitting there with multiple characters, I have an even finer appreciation for it, because I'm like, oh man, if I'm thinking about like top level play of how this is going to look, and if I really hope that like it gets even better, I like what I see so far.
Yeah, I've seen some wild stuff. Some of these combos that I've seen, some of this tech I've seen. The guard break, Fafnir RC.
Yeah.
What the heck? I saw that and I was like, my eyes were as wide as they've ever been. I was like, what do you mean Fafnir RC into 50%? Like, I was like, word? Just like that for no reason?
Oh, look, man. First off, I already know you was talking about Soul. That's how I saw Soul. I was like, Sajam can rock with this guy.
The way he throws the into the ground when he wins the round, I was like,
"This is your tombstone." He literally throws it right at your head, like, "Yeah, this is where you lie. This is the last place you're gonna be seen, right here."
Wild throw is a nuclear explosion. Like you take so much, bro. The amount of damage you take when he wild throws you, I was like, I will miss doing a wild throw and then doing a combo. Like doing wild throw and a run, jump, dust, and like carrying them across the entire screen is so satisfying, but doing 40% on one wild throw is pretty good too. I can't complain too much.
I mean, it's definitely jarring, but if you need like context, just look at the camera angle, bro. You're not finna swivel. That's a seismic toss camera angle. Like if you look at Pokemon, that's what Charizard did. That's the same thing. That's the camera angle. Boom. It deserves that amount of damage. It's just AKA seismic toss. You fly around the world. That's big damage, bro. You got to hold that. That
is true. I didn't really think about that. The Charizard seismic toss all the way around the world, and then he just dunks you.
Look, man, they give it to you, dude. Just imagine it being Charizard. I got to gift that now. I got to go do it myself so people understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you're probably, I guess, in this version going to be playing some chip. You know what makes me sad is that this doesn't have offline play. I'm sure you guys are sad about it too, because you're in the house with Kizzy and Josh, and then my roommate also, he plays Gear too, right? So like, we're so pissed. I was like, bro, we can't even play offline. It's CPU only. I was so sad.
Yeah, same thing, man. Like that's what we wanted. Like me and Josh, they said they're saying it's going to be offline, right? So we're like, yo, we're probably going to be able to play against these. And I was like, no, guys. Tone it down a notch. You're not getting any of that. You'll be happy to play just against CPU for 8 hours. And we are, but damn, I would love to have had the opportunity to play these dudes in-house. So.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, when the beta... So, like, tonight at, like, 8 p.m. our time, we can play online, right? I'm curious if when that goes online, they're going to have versus mode 2, or if it's just going to be online play. Like, maybe you guys could match up with each other in the house and, like, play it like it's, like, local play kind of or something like that. I'm not sure what the plan is. But I'm sure... Are you going to stream it tonight?
I'm probably going to stream it tonight. I'm going to wait for those guys to finish because we got 3 people in here trying to stream it too. But the plan is to stream it tonight. Like, once they're done, then I'll stream it tonight. So
damn, look at Tasty Steve in 2020 as a streamer, and he's in a streamer house. You guys are all streamers?
Bro, look. I mean, we can't go outside. The world is on pause right now, right? And on top of that, like, this is like the hyperbolic time chamber for me. Like, I get to play like everything that I want to play anyway. I'm gonna come out like looking like Super Saiyan 3 Steve. Like, I can't get anything done to my hair. They're gonna be like, Steve comes out of the hyperbolic time chamber, ready to fight Frieza. Like, it's gonna be crazy. So I might as well play games and stream. That's one thing that has come from like this, all of this, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it sucks that I'm stuck in a house and I can't go anywhere. But like, I literally just wanted to do this anyway. It's like just be able to play games with my friends. Talk about it, you know what I'm saying, and like just get the opportunity, because like I travel a lot, so like this is fun for me now. Like, I get to sit back and I'm literally just bouncing in between games. I'm like, all right, the day before, I just played the whole day of nothing but Dragon Ball. I was like, oh damn, I wanted to play Grand Blue. Then the day after that, I just played Grand Blue the whole day. I was like, all right, now I'm done with Grand Blue. Now it's time to play some tech. And then I hopped online and played some Street Fighter with Filthy Rich. You know what I'm saying? And I came back. Like, so I've just been doing a lot of that. And then Final Fantasy VII's out. I don't have my own copy, so I've been waiting for Dirt Josh to finish. And that game is sick. So it's like, I'm like, I have all the time in the world to stream, play the games I want to play. You know what I'm saying? To talk about it. It's fun.
A pandemic turned you into a streamer, as it should be. The only thing that could make you rise to the occasion was something so grand. Yeah. Well, my hair is going to get messed up too. You are the only person I can think of who's been telling me to grow my hair for like years. And I was
Yeah,
like,
man,
no,
in
I'm
LA.
not doing it. I'm not growing the hair. But now I can't. My barber, I don't even know where he is. Like, I can't even contact him if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, he's just gone.
That dude
So,
is like worth probably like $1 billion now. Until he's like, look, man, if I leave the house and you come in and get a cut, bro, let me
bro,
know personally. After the fallout is over, then come see me. That's what he's
I
gonna
would,
say.
if I knew where he was, I would message him right now, and I would be like, "How much? I'll give you an N95 mask. I'll buy how much? You bring the clippers. I'll buy the alcohol to sanitize and everything. You come over right now."
You're gonna sit in one of the big glass cubes, and he's gonna have the robo
Yeah,
claw hands
with
to
the little
cut your
suction
hair.
hands cutting in. Dude, I'm down, bro. I would have the best fade in the entire pandemic. No one would be able to touch me, bro. I'm down. I actually am down.
They would invite you on CNN and be like, "We have someone who had a fresh haircut. How did you make this happen? Tell us about the contraption used." It's like, well, it's just a standard greenhouse, but we had the foamy arms for the wacky inflatable arm tube man, and that's how he cut.
He starts with, well, it's just a standard greenhouse. You know, I have one. I hopped in my greenhouse.
Around, you know what I'm saying? And
To be fair, my backyard does have a full basketball court, which is pretty nice. It's one of the only nice things about being stuck at my house is that I have the way you're shaking your head.
That's godlike, bro. You live in Tony Hawk's old house? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I like how there was like these ramps left here by the people who lived here before, and I told Steve, I was like, look, there's a basketball court, and he saw the ramp. I was like, bro, Tony Hawk lives at your house. He was like, you live in Tony Hawk's old house? And I was
That's
like,
definitely Tony Hawk's old house. I saw MTV Cribs of that exact place. He's like, yeah, man, we got these ramps. Like, you ain't got a friend, Sajam. It's cool, bro. This is the big streamer bucks. Aaron gets a Hellcat. You move into Tony Hawk's old house. That's fucking crazy, bro.
what is Tasty Steve gonna do with his streamer bucks? 10,000
shares
shares of Off-White? What's next?
I don't know, man. We got to get there first, but we definitely about to play some more video games. I know that, man. I'm trying to optimize my video gaming experience. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's a good point. Well, on a serious note about coronavirus, there's been almost no events the entire year, right? There's only been like January, I guess, where we went to Evo Japan. Besides that, there's been almost nothing. So I travel less than you, right? But I still travel a decent amount. And I have lost a lot of money in like the last like 3 months and in this entire year. So how bad is your year looking, Steve, on a scale of 1 to 10?
If 10 being the highest, 0 being the lowest,
Yeah.
we're in the red.
We're in the red.
We're in the red, bro.
We're off the scale.
I am off the scale right now, but like that's what comes with time, right? Like it's one of those things that like you said, nobody plans for it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those things where it's like that's why you gotta save, right? That's why you save, right? And as much Off-White as I was buying, I'm still hanging on, baby. I had to sell some secondhand stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You got your Off-White pillowcase where you're shoving all the money in it. You're like, all right, this is my.
Making moves, gathering up my passport. We might have to make a move, Off-White, baby.
You've got your Off-White mattress and you're shoving all your money in between. You're like, all right, I'll just hide it in here. No one will ever know. This is where I'll keep everything safe. They never check between the Off-White mattress.
They never check the Off-White. Like, no, man, don't mess that up. This Off-White, bro. Yeah, man, that's a high-class guy. All right, let's get out of here. There's nothing left. Boom. That's my stash. That's the keep away, bro.
Yeah, so you have that. We have you've been streaming a little bit. What's your plan with the stream? I noticed you have a nice new fancy microphone there. I heard you say you want to do some podcast or something.
Yeah, I have a few things that I'm working on, actually. I have a music podcast, right? So, like, just to lay it out, like, I have a music podcast that I've been working on. I'm going to release it. Has a playlist attached and the whole nine. It's a very vibey playlist. You know the kind of music I listen to.
Yeah.
It's always there. And I give you, words, things that I talk about, like, video games, anime sometimes, but it's typically more music based. And on top of that, I discuss the artists a little bit that I'm into, why I like them. Maybe if I seen them in shows, give you those kind of stories and just, typical stories. That's just one. Then of course, I want to keep doing the stream. But the thing is like I'm playing a lot of games. So I want to kind of build a format to make it where it's, translates a little better to like an actual stream schedule, because otherwise like it's really hard. And I want to like have some good content, man. Everybody's been putting out like such dope content. Like you've been putting out crazy content. Rip's been doing some crazy stuff with content, and I'm like, damn, I need to step up my content game. So it's like I'm still getting my legs under me. But yeah, I see you guys off in the distance. I'm like, damn, I want to be like that one day.
It's not that far away, Steve. You'll be fine. I'm pretty sure. First of all, you're probably in like the Forbes top 10 most charismatic human beings of 2020 or something. So I'm sure you'll be fine. Yeah, the big thing for sure I think is like a schedule, right? That really helps. I think when people know to find your stream at the same time, the same place all the time, and what you're gonna do on the stream is like so, like important. Especially like for me, people come to my stream and they just look at the title and they know. They're like, oh, well, if he's doing this right now, the stream title says this was first, this is second, this is third. So they just know, you know what I mean? So you'll figure it out over time, I'm sure. You stream pretty late most of the time, right? Have you decided on like a time that you want to stream?
So like the thing about it is like I want to do more of either, just depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm just like going through game stuff, then probably I'll stream early. But if I'm just doing general discussion, like probably like just rank stuff, I'll probably play like later in the day, right? So especially like during the weekday, because I typically don't do anything during the weekdays anyway. So that's like actually feels pretty good for me, because that's where I'm a night owl. Like you already know, like 4 or 5 a.m. hit. I'm like, well, guess I'll go to sleep now, But yeah, typically want to get more form to it. I want to make it so it's presented a little better. I'm a quality over quantity guy, so. Yes. I want to make it presentable for everybody on all fronts. I want to have some kind of presentation to it. So.
That's a good point, but it pisses me off because for years you were like, I want to stream, but my stream doesn't look right. He's like, I don't have like a sick overlay. I don't have there's not like Evil Knievel, like fireworks shooting off into the distance. I don't have a sound guy. I need to get a lighting guy. I need to have a boom mic guy to be in the. And I was like, Steve, just turn on the stream. People will watch you do literally anything. Someone just subscribed to my stream and said, I miss you, Steve. I'll watch you do anything. You can eat Cheerios and I'll watch you stream. They're subscribing to me because they can't find your Evil Knievel boom mic ass setup. And they want to support the things you do, so you should, no matter what they are, the quality of them, you'll figure that out over time. All of us, when you start streaming, this shit's rough. The audio's all fucked up, the cameras are fucked up, it's so hard.
That kind of stuff terrifies me. I just feel like if I touch it, it's like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It touches the ground, bursts in flames, it's destroyed. Like I can't do anything. Just ambiguous explosion destroyed these tech items. But now I've been getting better at shooting my own stuff. Like I legit was switching over shit in the middle of the stream. I was like, look at me go. Like I was actually like, damn, I just troubleshot that myself. I wasn't even troubleshooting. It was past tense because it's fixed.
It was a troubleshot.
It was a troubleshot.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Kobe. That was a trouble shot, baby.
Oh my god. You have live tech support with Spencer. Spencer says it took 45 minutes to help you set up that mic.
Bro, it took so. But now I'll be working it and clicking it and off it like a pro, bro. You should see me go. I feel so old.
I mean, that's how, to be fair, that's how it happens. Like you start and you're like, oh man, this is all impossible. And then you figure it out. You know what, to be fair, I went to your stream one time and I watched Tekken and there was no game audio. I came back 2 hours later, no game audio. I was like, how has Steve been streaming for 3 hours with no game audio this whole time? I came back like a week later, right? And the title was wrong too. It said you were streaming like Warzone or something. I came back like a week later, right? There was game audio. You had your little beads in the corner of the screen. There was a new mic. And then I was like, hey, Steve, you got the wrong game title. You're like, oh, let me fix that. And then he fixed it. And I was like, oh, shit, he's learning? He has figured it out. Technology. I was like, Tasty Steve, not only did he fix the game audio and have a sick overlay added in the corner with this, but then he changed the game midstream. I was like, he's learning. Troubleshot.
I'm going to tell troubleshot. I'm trying to tell you right now, man. Like, it's definitely one of those things where, like, I feel comfortable a little bit now going in and fixing those problems, but it was a while there where I was just like, man. And that was kind of like, that was definitely intimidating for a while.
Yeah.
I can't even like pretend. Like it was definitely one of those things like, man, if something goes wrong, and it was definitely streams where I was like, yep, I don't know how to fix this problem, guys. See you next week. It's that. Like that was what was happening, you know what I'm saying? But now I have like, I have nothing but time at this point. So I definitely have a way, like I'll be able to stream no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that would stop me streaming from this point is the internet, and the internet's trying too. So
oh yeah, your guys' internet is that bad.
Oh, God,
you were saying that
bro.
It was pretty bad. That sucks. I mean, the good news is like at least if you guys stream at different times, maybe it's not so bad. Like if you're streaming in the evening or something. But yeah, the nice thing is like as you say, when you first start, shit sucks, and it's really hard to do. But your stream visually and the way it sounds has improved a lot in like a week of you doing it, right? Which is a really good start, especially because for most people, like, you know, they don't start with 200-300 viewers like your stream has already, which is great. And then the second thing is like everybody's there to just watch and help, right? So people will help you out. The next thing you got to do is the visual, right? So like there's so many dope artists in fighting games, especially, who would probably really want to help you make like a sick looking stream. In fact, I need to make my stream look good too. This closet situation,
Right.
I'm over it. This closet situation, I got to fix it. I know my chat room loves the closet, but it's time for me to evolve. We got to go to the next
level.
level.
In your wardrobe, bro. You're gonna walk outside, somebody's gonna be all jammed up. You're gonna be like, how'd that guy look just like the closet exposed? That's what's going on.
They're like, oh yeah, that shirt, Sajam, it's the 5th shirt from the left usually on his stream. I see it in the closet all the time. You know, he wears it quite often. I'm like, oh man, I can't have them know.
Closet, bro. They're gonna be. I'm telling you, I'm gonna think somebody you. They're gonna walk up like, this is definitely not Sajam. This is definitely dressed full blown like Sajam.
It's too bad, dude. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, like the stream upgrades and stuff, that stuff will come with time. I'm sure you'll figure it out. The important thing is keep streaming. Everybody makes Steve keep streaming. He's trapped inside. You know he can't be far. That's the thing. You know he can't be far.
So I will say this, like, shout outs to like you, Vampy. Like, there's been so many people who have been dropping me big like sub bombs, man. Yipes, like it's been so many people, like and like so one of the people who been helping me out, like even on my graphics, like the homie Gravity Raven. She's been like I said, Gravity Raven's been hooking me up. Like in all honesty, I say she because like it has an emote of a girl, but it's definitely one of those things where you're right. Like people have definitely been helping me out. Where I'm like, hey, I don't know how to fix this. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody helped me, right?
Yeah.
And my friend said this kid and be like, yo, I got you. I'll fix it for you on stream. Like stuff like that. And then just like showing love. Shout outs to the boy Gil Toss, right? Like there's a lot of people like that have helped me out, and like I appreciate it. So I've definitely been sticking to it a lot more. Like I want to make it better because I know people are actually coming to the stream. Like I'm very fortunate because I be having people coming in there just to chill and look at me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I see that, I'm like, well, damn, let me make sure the stream is at least something that at least I want to present it in a way. And now I'm getting to the point where I want to submit it and give it to people on different platforms. I want people to hear my playlist. I want people to hear a podcast about my music. I want to trim, you know what I'm saying, a video or a Twitter, you know, stream, a Twitch stream, and put that out so people can see it. Like I actually want to do that now, and it's because like you guys are out here like laying the foundation, man. Like it's really cool to look at you guys kind of like figure it out, man. Even like when I was listening to Hanzo talk about it and him being like talk about content, like people don't know this, but like Hanzo is like super intelligent when it comes to like how to present fighting game stuff and like what people want to see. Like he's a great mind for that kind of stuff. So I'm glad you're out here spreading the gospel on that as well, because it's definitely helped me, and I know it's helped a lot of people, especially in the fighting game community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I mean, in the context of like, people may not know, Hanzo is a cave troll, but he's a smart cave troll. He's like the one you roll up to the bridge and he's got a riddle for you to cross or something. You're like, God damn it, he's too smart. Right. God damn it, this little shit.
Not physically imposing, but he's literally like, oh man, this little Rubik's Cube is shit right here. I gotta figure him out.
Like, what the fuck, man? It's too hard. But yeah, the nice thing is your stream has already good variety. Like you have the streams where you're playing single player games. You have like you guys playing offline stuff. You have the Tekken streams with you and all the STL people, which have been hilarious. Dude, Sukin's dad joke when he smoked everybody, it was like, yeah, you got to read the back of the router. It says STL sucks. That shit got me so good. I was like, dude, this guy is the most dad joke old motherfucker I've ever heard in my life. It was too good. And you, Yipes, and Sukin playing Call of Duty was hilarious, I have to say.
Bro, like, that shit is, first off, like, that's all Yipes. Mm-hmm. Yipes legit has been on me. He was like, because he plays all the time. He's like, yo, Steve, I play shooters, man. You got to come and, like, rock with me on these shooters. And I haven't played, like, a shooting game, actually, since Metal Gear Solid Online. Like, that's the last online shooter that I was like, yo, I got to play this shit. I still got SOCOM for PS3 on my shelf right now.
You can't say SOCOM. You'll summon Seg. You gotta not say it.
His little Discord bubble just popped, like, booted up.
Yeah, just showed up. He's like, Steve. I'm like, ah!
So he legit convinced me. He was like, yo, Steve, Warzone is free. Come run some games with me. And like, I'm like, all right. And I'm ass. I'm still ass. And I've been ass for quite some time now. Like past tense, I know that I'm still ass right now. but I've definitely gotten better, right?
Mhm.
And I've gotten to like play with other people. Like the top level Call of Duty guys are, bro. I don't even know if they're. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like I can't tell if I'm looking at a pond, a lake, or an ocean, or I'm on Waterworld. Like I don't know what's happening. Like I don't know where this level ends, but damn it, I'm in. Put me on a yacht and I'm in there. I'm trying to shoot people in the face as far as the eye can see. And I'm going to take Yipes with me. That's what I want.
You guys are doing well. And not only that, but I have definitely noticed that you have improved at shooters quite a lot in the last like week or so. It's so funny because in the beginning watching, it was like, Steve, I was like, come on, man, he's right there, get him, shoot. I'm like rooting for you and shit. And then now I'm like, oh shit, Steve's killing people, let's
Bro,
go.
I'm going to tell you right now. My controller is legit. Look, this. I don't even need to look at it. Oh, like that's what's happening. Like it's happening in my mind, and it's happening on the. Like that's what's happening. Like I have no control. Somebody get run up to me, and then Yipes are like, Steve, shoot from the hip, and I'm like, like I'm just spinning around, freaking the fuck out. Like I don't know what's happening. Like I'm trying, okay. And I know Yipes is fucking laughing and like Jesus Christ, Steve, you gotta. ADS, bro. I'm like, what the hell is ADS?
You're just spraying around.
Sights. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He's like, hit your bumper. I'm like, what the fuck is a bumper? This is the PlayStation controller. And then I'm dead. 10 times. I've died in that interaction.
Oh, no. I see. That is a good internal monologue of what's happening. It makes sense because, dude, I was watching you. Some guy rolled up on you. He's right in front of you. And I was like, Steve's going to light this motherfucker up. And you were like, ha! And you like shot the ceiling. And I was like, what? Steve, he's right there. I was like, you got to shoot him, man. And I was like, oh, God. What happened? I was like, he was.
Then I get mad at myself. I was like, Jesus Christ, Steve. You couldn't even aim the gun in front of you. You couldn't even do that. You couldn't do that, you dumb fucking idiot. What are you doing? I'm like mad at myself.
That's the best part is you go, come on, dude. And I know the dude is yourself. You're like, come on, man. What are you doing? That shit cracks me up every time.
But it's so fun, bro. Like, it is so fun. Cause like I don't like, and then on top of that, like I'm playing with people that give so much more fucks than I do.
Yeah.
So like to hear them get pissed is the most genuine shit in the world. I'm like, oh, this is what I sound like to other people when I get pissed. Because they get pissed and like, Jesus Christ, learn how to make a map. I'm like, who are you talking to? The Call of Duty gods. These motherfuckers haven't learned how to make a map.
It's like Raiden. They're like, consult the elder gods. You got to like talk to the Call of Duty gods. They're like, what the fuck is even happening, bro?
I've been playing this game for 48 years. I'm like, bro, I'm older than you. And what the fuck? What are we talking about? Like, what is happening right now? And they're like, yeah, man. I missed my drawdown on my blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the? Yeah, me too, dude. I fucking, woo.
You're like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. This shit is mad weird.
But it's fun.
It is.
It is fun.
Yeah, shooting it, you know,
Warzone.
I think like Battle Royale games in general are so fun. I played a little bit of Warzone. I've played a little.
Let's squash stream this shit.
Oh, shit.
I'm not that bad. We can squash stream it, bro.
The problem is, can you do crossplay for Warzone?
Yep.
Oh,
you can do crossplay for everything, bro. I was playing with some Xbox people, and I wanted to curse them out the whole time, but we were on the same team. So I was like, yo, let's run this shit, Xbox people. I don't even remember their name. They were some of my best friends. I've known them 28 years. I don't even know who he was. He was just Xbox dude that day.
Once he's on Xbox, you forget his name. You're like, what's his name?
Just a green dot. Bing, boom. I'm like, what's up, Xbox? Oh, Xbox 2, what's up, dude? Damn, Xbox 3, you here too? Damn. You guys all hang out together.
I'm just going to be PC1 to you, huh? You're just like, oh, PC, what up, man? Long time no see. How's it going, PC?
What's up, man? Oh, man.
Damn, it's a cold-ass world we live in. I'm going to be rooting for you in the gulag and be like, thanks, PC. I'm like, oh, boy. This fucking guy, Steve. How quickly you forget.
You was with me when I had nothing but the prison potato and the shake, huh? I knew who you were, Steve.
1 month. He's been in quarantine for 1 month, and this is how it goes. God damn.
I'm trying. I'm actually trying, though. But yeah, man, I have a lot of fun playing, like, especially, like, with friends. Because, like, like, I've always been like, man, I don't really care about online gaming. But now I have no choice. And, like, that's what made me legit be like, I need rollback code, bro. Rollback code. I need it. And I was like, fuck. It was like a light bulb was going off. I'm like, Jesus. I need this now.
You are accepted into our order with open arms. It's no problem. All we need is your firstborn son and 10 gold bars. That's all you have to do to enter the order, you know? It's no problem.
Oh, man. I'm going to give him one of yours. We'll discuss the rest later.
Yeah, it's
you
fine.
got plenty of them out there, man. You're a Rebel Sajam, man. He had to sow his Rebel oats.
It's true. Yeah, Rebel Sajam out there. He's probably got like 15. Who even knows? You even know he just hit the mean streets, he hit the roads, and who knows even what happened after that. Majos has Majos and Yummy Stew have 10 kids apiece. That's for sure.
See, I'm telling you right now. Got to keep that guy in check, man. Who knows what happens? You know what happens when he gets out of control. Boom. Segues out the wazoo. You can't stop him from segueing his way in the roll back in the game. That's what he...
That's the kind of time travel I'm looking for.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
You've been stuck in isolation for 1 month. How much do you miss humankind?
Not that much. I actually just... Dude, if I could just play video games, listen to music, and see people like this without, completely going to shit, I'm fine with that. I'm actually not. I want to go to concerts again. I miss music. I
was like,
I miss it. What about going to the comic shop? I can't remember that guy's name, but we have very good conversations about shows that involve comics. I miss that guy.
Yeah.
I miss talking to.
Dude, there was a dude bro at the coffee shop. The Phil's I went to, there was a dude bro there who was the coolest guy ever. And I don't even recollect his name, but I talk to him about life every time I go. I'm like, how you doing, bro? He's like, bro, it's so good to see you. You gonna have a couple heaters, bro? I got you. He knows my order. So he's like, bro, you want a heater, bro? I got you, fam. How's travel been? Where you been, bro? And I'm like, this guy is sick.
Bro, I have one of those too. It's my homie. Oh man, it's a coffee shop in Long Beach. It's called Wolf's Brew. I go there all the time, and legit, and we follow each other on Instagram, and all we do is talk about the deepest, most concerning life things that only we talk about. Yep. And I never knew that I would have this kind of relationship, especially in California. But damn it, I'm happy. I love that guy. He is an integral part of the Steve woven narrative. I'm telling you right now, anything happens to me, he's gonna be an integral piece. Where was he at last? Go check Wolf's Brew. It's one of those things.
Yep. That's the thing, too, is the coffee guy. Everybody has one coffee person. There's somebody that they go to at a coffee shop where they discuss life with. You know what I mean? You need one. And you just show, man, life's been all over the place. And he's like, you know what'll cheer you up? Coffee. And it's like the perfect cup every time. You're like, damn it, he's good. How did he know? This guy, first of all, he makes the best coffee in the shop, and also he gives me a discount every time. So he's the best person on the planet. He's like, bro, it's on me. Have a good one. I'm like, this guy's the sickest. And I don't even know him from fighting games or anything. He's legit just a cool dude, and we just talk every time I see him.
Dude, the place that I go to, I've actually bought art from there. I've bought vinyl albums from there. Yeah, I got a godlike coffee spot. I've been meaning to tell you. It's
what the heck? You been holding out on me,
bro? I've been trying to. I legit was gonna be like, yo, let me take you to a coffee spot, and they let me put almond milk and everything, and you can get there and you legit can just sit there and eat. Oh man, it's so sick. And I get my hair done right across the street. That place is like a gold mine.
Damn, this is a powerful combination of shit. What the hell?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm telling you right now. Once we get free of all this,
a year from now, when we're allowed to move out in public again,
we're gonna look back at this sitting at Wolf's Brew and laugh. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we'll be in that coffee shop. Remember that time we couldn't go outside? We'll all be doing our laughs and everything. Right. That's a long time from now. What do you think your year is going to be like if there's no events at all? Have you thought about EVO not happening, about TWT not happening, CPT not happening?
Whoa, Sajam, come on. Come on. The universe is listening. You don't want to put that kind of energy out there. But you got to be realistic, right? Logically,
I'll just roll it back if it happens. Don't worry. It'll be
Rebel
fine.
Sajam, it's in your hands. Rebel Sajam, using the power of rollback. No.
Dang, Comic-Con was just canceled? I didn't even hear about that.
Right? And that broke my heart. I'm like, I'm going to be able to go to Comic-Con because I ain't got shit else to know you don't. I'm like, oh, damn it. So, but my thought process is if there's nothing, then, I stick to this grind. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can do. I have to create content. That probably will be the main source. Push come to shove. You know what I'm saying? Got to do something else. Got to keep the grind going. I'm a very realistic guy, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like one of those things, but hopefully things pick up. But regardless of what happens, who says things go back to the same as they were before? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things you do have to look at plausible futures. And I'm a very optimistic person, but you have to.
We've been through tougher times. We sat there worrying about Wizard World being canceled in 2016. We were like, this is the end.
RIP Wizard World.
Yeah, it had a good run.
FGC Wizard World. I ain't gonna say it's completely.
When we played the baseball game, oh man,
bro.
We played the
forever.
hidden in plain sight, and you were fucking lying to our faces. That shit was messed up.
That was some quality time, man. I'll never forget though. I got to tell. I'm going to tell all the future Steves in every parallel Steve timeline will know about it. I'm telling you right now. That's how good of a time that was.
Yeah, that was good. Those events were really fun for sure. They were a good time. They were a good time. That's when I realized the power of your deadpan. I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
Tasty Steve has the best deadpan of anybody in the world. No one is a better deadpan liar than Steve.
It's only when I have the power though. And like, but you always mess it up, man. Like you come in and just break everybody out of my genjutsu. That's what happens. Like you're the weakness. If I go in strong, like I'll be like, yo guys, there's a meteor headed right first. I can make everybody believe it. Sajam come in, don't believe anything this guy says. I'm like, God damn it, Sajam. I would have got away with the two.
I just could tell, I just look around and I see the way you look, you start moving like a Muppet when you're lying. You're like, yeah, a meteor is heading towards Earth. And like the way you just like move, I'm like, I don't know if I believe it for a second. The way he moved, I'm like, suspicious. I was like, I don't know about all that.
God dang, dude. Oh man, the switch up. No, but that's what I'm thinking though. I'm thinking that it's gonna be a focused year. What about you though, man? Like, what are your plans? You already had a kind of like a focused like streamer heavy career, right? Where like you was at the house. Pretty sure you changed your desktop now, huh?
I am shackled. The thing is like, I like the travel though, because it breaks up the stream. You know what I mean? And like after a while of only streaming, like you need going to tournaments is like, first of all, I love it. I love commentary. And I love like when you go to events, you have experiences that you can't experience watching a tournament from home. You know what I mean? Like hanging out with people and like going out and doing random shit at like 3 a.m. and like having a great time watching the finals of some event with random people you've never met, having a good time. There's so many things about tournaments that you can't replicate by not being there. So I miss that shit a lot. And so streaming has been great, and I'm going to do more streaming, and it's why I started this show and other shows and stuff. But like at the same time, it is also like, damn, I miss offline events a lot. It's not even just because I don't like streaming or even the money side of things. Obviously, it's a lot of money lost too. It's like the experiences of going and being able to just hang out at tournaments is like unlike anything else. You know what I mean?
Facts. That's definitely true. And on top of that, like, you're a master of your craft, bro. You strive. Like
me?
Yeah, bro. Like when I tell you that, like watching you at an event, like don't get me wrong, I love the Sajam breakdowns, the Superman Sajam breakdowns. Like I love that shit, man. Run it back, play it twice on Tuesday, give me a late night special.
Draw on the screen.
Watching it, right? I love it. I was like, but I also love hearing you do stuff live, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're good at that shit. On top of that, like I know, like as a fellow commentator, that we missed that, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to be like right there in the thick to see that, to give that shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
But that's the good thing, right? Like I feel like we do definitely kind of like look at it from the side of being like, man, all these things are like going right now. But the positive side is like I'm looking at those events and like I know exactly what I'm missing. Like, and by that, I mean, like, I want more of it. I want it to return. So it's like, even though it might not come back exactly the way we want it to, or whatever the case may be, I mean, hell, it might come back verbatim and maybe be even better. But like, I know for a fact that like, I feel like whatever happens after this is still going to be a positive move to make sure that these events are better. That's my big eternal hope. That's what my hope is in all honesty.
Exactly, yeah. The other thing, too, is, I also, as you know, have a mutual appreciation of your commentary, and there is a feeling that you and I both know you cannot get without being there in person, right? Like, when you do, you know that when you're commentating and you hit, like, the peak of your ability, right?
Oh,
and, like, you're in the zone and it's, like, the best commentary you've ever done. That feeling is hard to replicate, and it's, like, so satisfying to, like, listen to it later and you're like, damn, I don't even remember saying any of that shit.
Bro,
this shit's
I'm
good.
I'm telling you, man, you already know. Like people, man, you said this. I'm like, I don't even what? When did I say that? Like,
you're like, damn, that was good. You go back and you watch it and you're like, whoever this guy is, I need to be that guy, right? Like you listen to your own commentary, you're like, damn, he's good. You're like, oh, I gotta go back. Like you don't even recollect. And I feel that way about my commentary and your commentary, and a lot of people's commentary a lot, where I'm like, damn, that was like the moment. There will be no home tournament where Steve is jumping in the air, floating and stuff. You know what I mean? It's not the same kind of thing. And also, you don't feel necessarily the same push to like improve and like, you know, just be the best that you can at your craft without going out and doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm definitely one of the same, man. I do little exercises, man, to keep myself like
Mm.
randomly ready. I legit I keep that part of my mind like ready now. I never thought, like we both know this. I never thought that this would be like the career path that I chose.
Yeah.
But like now to get up to this point, like I've definitely done research where I've listened to other sportscasts, I've listened to other broadcasts, I listened to other sports, I've listened to other esports, I've listened to a bunch of different things to get a perspective on narrative and how to tell those stories. So like even in this downtime, one of the things I'm doing is like kind of still refining my craft to be able to deliver things a little better, complete a different narrative, be able to tell it like a different way, and like just to like keep myself sharp, man. Because like we all know, man, like one of the things that like now that I know that like I can do this, I
Hmm.
do want to get better at it even in the downtime or whatever that turns into. I feel like, man, like you're good at this shit, man. You're like content wise, like man, like real talk. I never thought about it, and you know, I like we always come across these conversations where it's like, man, like the spot that we're in now, we never
It's
envisioned
so
this. Like
different. Yeah.
it's completely different than what we like stood up for to be like, all right, let's go. But like now, you definitely want to make it like I feel like I want people to know that I care about my craft now. I
Hmm.
want people to know that. And I get that from like fellow commentators like you, like especially like Rip, you know what I'm saying? Like we all have these different like dynamics, the perspectives and the approaches to commentary. And like just being like the minute that it went away, I was like, damn, dude, like let me go back and listen to like when
Yeah.
Sajam was talking this. Let me go back and listen to when Ultra David was talking about this. Let me go listen to when Yipes was doing like I legit go back sometimes and I double down just to be like, damn man, that was a dope tournament. I would look these calls right here. Oh my gosh. Like
Yeah. When do you remember the first time when you and I were going full time? Do you remember what the transition was from I guess I'm doing this commentary thing to oh shit, this is my job now? Do you remember what that
oh
was like?
oh yeah, I remember the talk, the big talk where we were just like, yo man, this is it. Like when he was like, yo man, I quit my job. I was like, me
This is
too.
it.
This is it. This like we gotta push. Like this is the route now. We've
Hmm.
actively said that this is what we're gonna do, and we put our foot down on it. You know what I'm saying? In two different ways, and then in the same intersecting, crossing, overlapping, overing. Like it's been a multitude of ways, and I think it's really cool that we've always been able to come back to a point. But like I feel like that was only natural. Same thing goes for like everybody else that I commentate with.
Yeah. Do you remember I guess like now when you became like a full-time commentator, was there ever like a moment where you're like, "Holy shit, this is my job now." Like it just like struck with you. You're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is what I do for a living." Like it's not only just to explain it to people, but when you like thought to yourself, "Damn, I'm comfortable doing this and happy doing this."
So I would say it was the first combo breaker.
Hmm.
The my first combo breaker. That's when I went and I met like Lupe Fiasco
That's right.
and it was because like I did like some god like I talked with everybody that weekend and everything built up to like the perfect climax. And like I was just like everything that happened that weekend, not only on a professional side, the way that it played out, the event overall, the way people looked at it, what people took away from it, and I was just like, "Oh man, this is my job. Like
Yeah.
I'm a part of this, like to a degree. Not saying I'm like I'm the show or nothing like that. I was like, but like my job is to be in this zone. Like
Hmm.
when I'm doing this, like I'm playing, like I feel this way. It gives me these emotions." And nothing has changed that by far. Nothing has ever changed that by far. Nothing comes close to it. It's a different emotion tied to it. Like I have levels because this exists. And now that I know that, I know how to like I bottle it. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this is for like fighting games and me talking about these fighting games because the only way I can tell it is this way. Like when I talk to Jiyun about it, when I talk to Obama about it, that's why we go on rants like that. Same thing when I go to you. We all have a very organic way of like speaking to each other about this, but it's
Hmm.
because it's that same thing. We can talk to each other this way to this degree in this world to like this magnitude. And it's like it's a ball of stuff that only like you only see it in a moment. And it's man, it feels good, man. I'm happy to like I said, I can't believe I'm a part of it. Even watching and not being up there and watching you guys do it and watching other people do it. Like man, like it I like now looking at them, I'm like, damn, that is magnificent. Like that is cool. That
Magnificent.
is mad, dude. I
Yeah.
go back and look at those pictures when Sonic Fox at Combo Breaker, bro. Look at that photo. That shit is like a painting. Like
It doesn't look real when you look at it,
don't
right?
bro, that does not look real. So it's like, I'm like, damn, like we're like, that's not there's no main thing in that photo. Like that is a Renaissance painting. If you took that and splashed some watercolor on that bitch, it'd look amazing. You know what I'm saying? Put that on the wall, baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely, I would say what I'm trying to say is it makes me appreciate this scene a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Like I have a huge appreciation for what we do. You already know I do, but I have a even larger appreciation for it because you know what I'm saying. It's a, like I said, man, it's a magnificent thing.
Yeah, and another thing too, especially for you and I think is like both of us are so like unapologetically us when we do commentary, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
people are always like, this guy Steve, he's not really that excited. He's not actually that. I'm like, you guys have never met Steve in his life. I remember like the perfect example of this is I remember one time me, you, James, and David were at Esports Arena. And the three of us were like, hey, we're going to go get lunch. And you're like, oh, I'll catch up. Don't worry. So like we went to walk, right? And we were like halfway there, and all of a sudden we just see, it was like Captain America. We just see a blur fly past us on the side. We're like, what the hell was that? And it was you sprinting to the place to try to catch up with us, and you had all this energy, and there was a parade happening, and you were like dodging people. And you're like, excuse me, sorry, let me get out of the way. Like you were running through everybody, and like we had only halfway made it there, and we were like, Steve, and you turn around and you're like, oh, I thought you guys were already there. And you like run over, you like dodge out of the way of like 9 people. I'm like, bro, how does he do that? Even like people who don't know, like you and I, if we're crashing together at the same event, you come in the room at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
You go to bed, your alarm goes off at 8 a.m. and you front flip out of bed. You're like, and then you're just like, all right, day is ready. Let's go. And you like shower, throw on the beads. You like cartwheel out of the room. I have slept for 12 hours and I'm like, Steve, it's too fucking early, man. You gotta tone it down.
Wait, Steven, you would come out I would remember distinctly. You would come out and be like, and like walk off. I'm like, I know, man. You know this is how it goes.
I slept for 12 hours. I got coffee. This guy Steve slept for 30 minutes. Front flipped out of bed. It was just like, let's go. And I'm just like, dude, how does he do it? I slept for more time than I was awake yesterday. I'm like, oh my god.
But yeah, dude, like it's like,
I don't know how he does it. The energy is, it's unbelievable.
I'm getting all out of my bad. I'm getting all fuzzy over here because I'm getting out of shot. But yeah, man, like, but that's the thing. Like, we know how this goes. Like, we've the Wizard all the way back to like Wizard World, man. Like, we've definitely been to the point where it's like, look, man, I know how much energy I got to put out now. Like, I could go and play games to 3 a.m. and come back. You know what I'm saying?
I just remember, actually, I remember one of the E-Leagues where, like, we went and did E-League Friday night and we flew into Wizard World and, like, we had, like, a 3-hour sleep or something after the show. We had a 6 a.m. flight over, and I remember you sleeping behind, like, on the boxes at Wizard World. You slept for, like, 20 minutes, and, like, Steve, you got to do your shift. You flipped up, you're like, yep, all right, and you just walked over, and you're just like... And then you just get on the mic. I'm like, dude, this guy, I don't even know how he does it.
No, man, same thing, man. Like, we put, like, and you even personally, man, you do a lot of prep for, the things that we go and do, man. You do a lot, man. You are definitely a prep time person. Like, we go and do shows, and, like, I swear, I was like, Sajam's like, yeah, man, I 20-minute training lab and figured this out, and now, Steve, I'm about to fuck you up. I was like, God damn it, of course it was going to be Sajam. Of course it was going to be Sajam. I come up there with Rip. He ain't gonna practice that shit. He ain't gonna even think twice about it. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go and have a good time. You come in, take off the glasses. I just came back for the future with the greatest tech in the world. I'm like, oh, damn it, now I gotta go full business mode and still get beat up. But, like, that's one of the things, man. It's like, we all have our own, like, different approaches, but, like, you are very much a person who takes, like, you take care of your craft. You take very much care of your craft. Like, and it makes, like, it shows. Like, it makes me, like, take a look and be like, man, I need to reevaluate some of the things I do, too. Because, like, it's not just as black and white. It's like, oh, I have, like, the complete, like, you know, plan of what to do. Or any one of us does. Because we're kind of all coming from the same area. You know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, and like similarly, that kind of energy that you have is unattainable for me. I like look at it and I'm like, that is impossible. If I put in as much energy as my body could humanly store, I'll be like a quarter of the way there. So that's why I'm like, man, how do I not sound like a boring old fuck when I'm next to this guy Steve by comparison? So yeah, you and Rip a lot, especially the way he handles big moments and your kind of energy. I think you and I both will be the first to admit our big moments like 2 or 3 years ago were so bad. It was like one of the worst things that we ever
talking
did.
over each other, not letting each other finish. I'm just yelling for no reason. I'm like, oh my God, I'm terrible. Right?
Yeah, it was
like,
I remember you and I having a talk about it. We're like, this shit is so bad. We really gotta figure this out. We're like, this is not good. And then since then, I think you and I have gone. I listened to like even like the hype trailer for Capcom Cup is like you, and you're like, hey, gotcha, good is your chance. And like the other thing is like, you and I have done a lot of top 8s together where one of us will do the winning moment based on like who's talking or whatever happens and stuff, which is, I think, really cool even the skill, like, people will be like, man, you guys have done so much stuff. There's plenty of shit. Just like streaming, there's plenty of shit that when you start, you're like, I'm so bad at this. How the fuck do I switch the camera? How do I? It's so hard, right? You're like,
So like that was one of the things that like it really like kind of like shown. It was like we definitely been through like, not knowing what we're doing, right? Like, but we've just been talking not only to each other, but just for that long, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like I didn't realize it until later. Like, I didn't realize, I'm like, man, we definitely have been talking for a long time. Maybe I better, I got to clean this shit up. I got to be a little more, tactful in the way I deliver these things now. And like that's what it turned into. So it's like looking at like everything and how it unfolded. I'm just like, man, like, this is my job. Like, I have to be, I got to make sure that it sounds a way, you know what I'm saying? And even if it is organically me, it's my duty to try to understand it and, perceive this in a way for everybody else to see it too. Like, I take that very seriously.
Yeah, the best you can be with your style, right? Like, that's the one thing that you don't want to lose. And I think a lot of people have to remember that. Well, whoever you are should come across on the mic, like, no matter what you do. But at the same time, you don't want to, like, not do certain things because it's, like, just not your style, There's stuff that you have to be like, all right, well, I got to deliver this in a way that, like, is important for the people who are on the stage and playing and like in this tournament and tell their stories in a way that matters too. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit of both. And the nice thing is, like, I don't think anybody would ever listen to you and be like, that doesn't sound like Steve. Like, it's so you and everything you do, you know what I mean? That it's never, people are never like, wow, they made Steve, you, especially compared to a lot of other people, I've never heard you and been like, wow, Steve is really like, they made him tone down or he doesn't sound like himself. You know what I mean? Like, other people, especially in big arenas or like when there's like a lot of pressure and stuff, especially hype people, they're like, they sound quiet. They don't sound comfortable. But you could be in a studio show with the biggest executives in the world. You'd be like, what just, and you're like so excited the whole time. And like, it sounds like you more than anybody else. Other people I think have that issue, but I never ever hear it when I hear your commentary for sure.
Man, thanks, man. Like I said, man, it's just like a discipline thing, man. That's like something that I learned personally from like Ultra David. Like, when I know for a fact, like, I'm always going to be myself. My goal is always like to be myself. But like, one of the first people to show me like I needed that consistency level, like on the outside looking in, was David. Like, that dude is like so consistent across the board when it comes to like commentary. Like, he's one of my favorite commentators to listen to. Like, his any NRS commentary that David does, like, it makes me freak out because it's so good, right? And then like you get like these pairings of like, I have like these favorite like pairings and like you talking about it, like Aquaman even talking about it, like you put him with certain people. I absolutely love Darth Armor, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everybody, like the things that they bring to it, they all come from like different areas, right? Like, even D1, man, like I talk about like the way that the small chances, the times that we get to talk with D1. Think about when we did the HyperX stuff.
Yeah.
And we got to talk with like TK Breezy and them. Like, think about how much fun we had just like doing that. And that carried over to other stuff because then I started doing Tekken commentary with TK Breezy. And I'm like, bro, and I'm having even more fun. And it brings out like a new organic side to it. And we all are really good of like keeping that. Like, we're always like ourselves when we come and do this. But like, that's part of it, man. That's why I'm happy that I get that's why I'm like, man, I can't believe this is my job, man. I would have, they just want me to talk and be hype about the stuff that I was going to do that about anyway. Suckers.
They got tricked. Idiots. How did they fall for that? Yeah, both of those guys are great. D1 and TK are both really good. I think it's one of those things where we don't get to work with them that often, but when you do work with them or when you listen to your stuff, you're like, damn, there's so much good shit that they do that I like. And even there's some people who I know who they'll tell me, they're like, Sajam, I really like your commentary, but I hate Smash commentary. Like, you know who I hate? Scar and Toph. And I was like, damn, you know who I took a lot of my commentary, like, inspiration from? Scar and Toph. The guy you hate is the person who I was like, oh, that's actually a good strategy.
Got him, right? Like, you didn't.
It just works, right? Like sometimes you listen to something from somebody and it doesn't even have to, most of the time it's never you copying it. Most of the time it's you thinking about what they tried to do or what they are doing and how it could be implemented into your stuff. And like, yeah, I think it happens with a lot of people everywhere. You hear people do things and you're like, damn, that was good. I gotta figure out, like, how can you think, like, not how can I do that, but is there anything that they just did that you can apply to the stuff that you've done? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like a lot of people, they see and they hear, and like sometimes they go word for word. I've definitely heard it before.
Yeah.
But one of the things, and that's a very good point that you bring out, is like it's not about like copying this. I was like, how can I add this to mine? Like what is something that I can do? What is something that I can do that can appeal this way? Like you want to try to apply, because like that's going to make your commentary better. Like you need to be able to have those things, and you don't want to get into a pattern of talking to where you just sound the same the entire time. And to do that, that's why you have to expand and look more into and still, develop, define, like it's not an easy thing to stay on top of commentary, but I do love it. I do love it.
Yeah. It's a fun and challenging job for sure. And like the thing, that's the thing that helps is that I love it. And I know that you love it too. It's very obvious in the way that I think both of us like approach it, that we really enjoy it.
Also, so on the score and total point, yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, those guys are like some of the OG like natural masters, bro. Like when I tell you, like it comes to being natural on screen, those two, man, that's why I'm a fan. Same thing. That's one of the things like I loved about like Mike Ross and Gutek's like commentary. When they commentated together, like they know how to talk to each other, and a lot of people don't understand. And like that's one of the many things that made them godlike. They know how to talk to each other, and it translated well to like give to other people. So it's all about that communication, man. It's definitely a cool thing, man. Shout out to Scoring Tough, man. Those guys are godlike.
Oh yeah. Knowing that's one thing that when I watched their commentary, I thought to myself, all right, Melee is a mad quick game. I want to make my analysis better and faster, so I went to them and I watched them do like a top 8, and they didn't talk about the fucking matches at all. They just sat there like chilling, and like they're like, "What are you gonna eat today, bro?" He's like, "I'm gonna have dumplings for dinner." Like it was like the fucking. And I realized like while I was listening to it that although I didn't learn anything about what I set out to learn, the commentary was hilarious, and it was very like I learned that I was like, you can be way more relaxed than I think I was letting myself be, which is, I think, a big turning point for my commentary for sure. But yeah, I mean, that can happen with anything. You could set out to learn anything and just think to yourself, like, oh shit, I didn't learn at all what I was planning to learn from from whatever this combo or pairing is, but then you learn your own skill. Yeah,
no, that's definitely true. And I learned like stuff from like even like, like Vicious and like Range, man. Like I've been like, the more I get to talk with them, like, since they have a different relationship with like us and like between other people, like it makes like the commentary like different. And it's not like, oh my God, different. It's like, oh man, I can talk to him this way and like bring this, right? Like it does a lot, like when being able to talk to people on the mic as well as off stream, right? Same thing goes to like Roman over, right? When like me and her are like super big into Dragon Ball and stuff like that. So like if I'm ever on commentary with her, I'm not sweating being on commentary with Roman over, because I know she rocks with Dragon Ball like I rock with Dragon Ball, and we both play this game. So let's talk about it. Like that's really all you need. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and like I think confidence in your co-commentator is so obvious, right? Like when you're like, okay, cool, I'm with somebody who I know I can just sit there and talk with, and it's gonna be great. I need to ask you about something.
What did I do?
Did you finish My Hero this season?
Oh my God. The payoff for this season was so unexpected, but oh damn it, it was some of the most amazing. It was good. Oh my gosh. What about Hawks? Tell me you don't love Hawks.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like Ringe hadn't seen it yet, and I was like, all right, well, my new favorite hero got introduced in this episode. I was talking about Hawks. I was like, damn, he's cool. He just showed up right away. I was like,
same.
Damn, he's good. Oh.
Same. The 100% same. When I tell you, how did they make, man, spoilers, bro. How did they make everybody love Endeavor in one episode?
Yeah, because before this he was trash. Let's be honest. The coolest thing he had ever done is run on a wall, and Sammy Fish thought that was cool, and it's not cool. But then it turned out that they actually made the character quite interesting. Before this, he was Big Fireman to me. Now I'm like, oh, he's actually a character. Like they made him such an interesting and like fucked up, but like trying to have this redemption arc kind of character. I'm like, they really did some interesting writing to make this character in the position he's at, and his fight was Sick. I was like, oh man, it's good.
I'm gonna tell you right now, right? So the thing about Endeavor is it's the same thing, right? And it's really good writing because the whole time it's like they make it a real life like character, right? You get these people like, well, I know that guy, and that guy's a dick, and then you got like All Might to be like, nah, man, that dude Endeavor, he just like he's a tryhard, and they're like, he's a tryhard, and the two like ideas of the characters clash, right? And then you have the son who's like, nah, man, for real, fuck that guy. And then you have this other dude's like, yo, he's actually the only one trying. And you're like, excuse me? Yeah. And like you got like this clash of like two people, two sides of the same story, right?
Yeah.
So then they give you like the final, and they did this up until the final episode, right? Man, spoilers, man. Avert your ears, children. Avert your ears before it's too late. All right, anyways. So like what ended up happening was when they went and they say, and the kids, you see that Todoroki has like siblings, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, well, like, who are these people? And he was like, oh, well, hey, I'll never forgive that guy. He's like, oh, here we go with the same song and dance. Yeah, but fuck that guy. And he was like, yo, he's actually trying to be a better person. And it was like, excuse me? Like, what the fuck? You know?
That's the thing about the character that's so interesting is like they present him as he is a piece of shit. But it was in the pursuit of being the best. And now that he's made it there in a shitty way, too. He made it there but because All Might just can't fight anymore, right? Like, that's like the way he makes it there. So it's not even it's not like he overtook him. He just naturally was gifted the position. And now that he's there, he's like, shit, what are all these things I did to get here that are so fucked up? I need to go back and fix this. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like what the character is. He's like, now that I've made it here in such an unsatisfying way, I have to, like, think to myself, are all these shitty things I did to get here worth it, especially since the feeling of being on top is not even satisfying because you didn't get there by like overpassing him. It was just like, I guess you're number one now. And he's like, oh, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a DQ win. He's like, shit.
And you can tell he was conflicted about it. Yeah. Because like when it came to him being the number one hero, he still asked All Might because he knew it was coming. He was like, what is the symbol of peace? Yeah. And that's why All Might answered that way. He said something like, he's like, you'll know when it's time or some shit like that, right? So that's why, like, so then, like, you go even further into it, right? Like, you go even further. And there's like, yeah, man, there's like, man, you really think that Endeavor is, like, worthy of the number one? And then they show the flashback of, like, everybody like, oh my, you're so sick. Yeah. And he's downstairs. He's, like,
down there trying to build the bridge.
Picking. And I'm like, oh my, like when I saw it, like, and they did it in a way to be like, everybody's looking at All Might, but if you look off in the corner, and I'm like, oh my God. And right there, my heart was like it caught on fire. I was like, damn, this dude Endeavor might be sick. And then he's such a
piece of shit. But then you're like, what is he gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, the thing is like, also, I think the fight at the end of the show, like, at the end of the season, more spoilers in case you guys haven't seen it, it was fascinating to me because, like, this is the first time there's been a fight where I'm like, I think this guy might die. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he can handle all this. So, like, at the end, I was like, oh, shit. The whole fight, I was like, man, this is fucked up. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. With All Might, you always kind of are like, he'll be all right. You know what I mean? But, like, with him, I'm like,
Anybody else, I'm like, all you motherfuckers could die.
I was like the reporter. I was like, and Endeavor looks like he's down for the count. We'll see what's going to happen here after this break. We're going to have Toasty Crunchy, our cereal brand here. And like, it's just like this guy's tearing up the city and the reporter's like, man, this guy sucks. And that's who I was. I was like, I don't know if he's going to be able to handle this. This is a little above his pay grade.
I would have had that mic. I would have been like, look, man, I don't think he's going to make it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And like, you ain't got to tell me twice. The way shit was going, when he blew that building up, I'm like, oh, bro, that's me doing like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're out of
I'm not sticking around for the fight, bro. I'm dipping. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker I'm one of them.
Yeah, like as the reporter, you're like, and it looks like the building's coming down and I'm out of here. And you're just run for your life. You're like,
but no, like, but then think about it though, right? So like, it's not like I hate it. I didn't hate Endeavor, right? Like, I always had love for him when he walked down there when Todoroki was going off doing the exams. Oh my God! By the way, that has got to be
screams. Yeah,
bro. When he walked down, he Todoroki. I was like, oh, like that right there. I was like, that right. But that was it. Like it was it. And like until you saw the prominence burn and when he was actually telling Hawks to get people out of there, like you knew what kind of hero he was instantly.
Yeah.
Like once he started talking and he was like, yo, I'm holding him off. Get these people out, right? Like, do this. And then he was like, yo, he's pushing me. He's like, well, I'm about to give more, right? Like every time.
Yeah.
And then not only, so even before I finished that thought, right? Let's just say, like, not only did that fight do that, but it actually set the bar of how strong All Might was.
Yeah.
Like, to see that other people are struggling, one, two, that was the strongest Nomu, and he still beat it. But look at what happened. So if that one was stronger than the last one, and Endeavor beat it, barely.
Yeah.
What the fuck is All Might on? With another level.
The answer is some shit. That's for sure.
Like,
yeah.
He's on that shit, my friend. That's
Yeah.
exact. But no, like, but the fact of the matter is, like, at the end of that fight, bro, like everybody flipped over.
Yeah.
Like that was the turn. Even Todoroki was like, when I saw Todoroki grit his teeth, I'm like, oh, yo, bro.
Yeah, when
knows.
he like crouches down and All Might grabbing his chest, he's like, God damn it, I can't go out there. Yeah, there's so many good shots in that are really good. Where like you see the reaction of all the kids and like all the classmates are looking at Todoroki like, oh shit. And then there's like All Might grabbing his chest. Like there's so many good shots in that for sure.
Yeah, that and like it did like so much. Like it's crazy because, like I said, it flipped everything. Like it literally flipped everything. Now you're like, man, this dude Todoroki's a little dick because he wasn't even giving his dad a fair shot, you little asshole. You know what I'm saying?
No, that guy's a piece of shit. But he's like a min-maxing piece of shit. He's like, you know what? I need the most optimal combo I can get. And he's like, all right, I got to make my son this most optimal. You got to get him with both of these. You realize why he does it too? You're like, oh, if I do this, then my weakness won't be his weakness so that he can become the best. And then you're like, because once you realize what Endeavor's weakness is, you're like, oh, I see. This is the issue, right? This motherfucker's a power gamer. He's top tier, picking the best character in the game. No remorse. I was like, this guy's a fucking bitch. I was like, geez, this is how you play the game, huh? You're gonna try to min-max.
Hey, you know what happened? You know who else did that? Superman's dad did that. Superman's dad. That's the real story.
I have no idea.
Yeah, man, he wanted his son to be the best. He was like, "You're my son. You're a Kal-El, blah 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 blah. You're gonna be the best." That's part of the storyline.
I did not. I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's the story, bro.
Damn. Well, it worked. That character is the best, and so because of that, he's fucking boring. Yeah, they write him badly, and like, what are you gonna do, right? It's like, well, shit. He's got 2 good comics, and you're like, all right, well, that's it. That character just punches everybody's dead. All right, cool.
He's too buff. That's what happens. All you top tier hoarders out there. No, I'm just kidding.
As a top tier picker, I'm disgusted. I gotta say, that's the next level top tier picker. I'm like, Hey, the last thing I wanted to ask you before I let you go and I go try Guilty Gear, how many unread emails do you have?
I think I went down, actually.
Oh, down?
I think I went down.
I asked this because it was a mission to get Steve here. I got to tell you, chat room.
That's not true.
It was a mission and a half. I had to consult his agent. I sent a carrier pigeon. I lit a smoke signal.
I'm gonna say something. I said on my stream. You said, "Hey, Steve, you wanna come on this podcast?" Friday, I said, "You got it, pal. You already know what it is. Sajam, you make the call. Boom, I'm swooping in that bitch. All you gotta do is throw down the Yu-Gi-Oh, summon the card. I'll pop up out the ground like Kagashi. I would have did it." And you was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you actually remembered it, saw it, or whatever the case." And that's why I wasn't there the first time. But you did get me. I was already on the line, and you know it.
So then after you said yes on Monday, I texted you like Monday or Tuesday night. I was like, hey, you're good for the podcast, right? Thursday at midnight, Steve's like, oh, yeah, I can come on tomorrow. I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 2.5 days. He disappeared. I was like, where did he go? I got to do a podcast in the morning. Steve hasn't responded in days. I have no idea if he's alive. Since I sent that text, he has streamed, tweeted, posted on Instagram. He has created a new web software device. He's answered 45 emails, but for some reason my text not on the top of the things to answer. I was like, that's odd. All right, well, I don't know if he's gonna make it.
First off, you and I both know that I probably just forgot to hit send. That's really
probably what happened. That's my favorite Tasty Steve text is I'll text him and a week and a half later he'll like my tweet, right? Doesn't even respond. Then the day after that, he goes, oh shit, I forgot to hit send. And there's like this big ass paragraph from Steve, and I'm like, bruh.
Because at first it was only like half. Like it was half of that. And I was like, well, I just thought about some more shit I got to tell you now. Tack that on, let him know I was supposed to send this 4 days ago. Boom, boom, bam, bam. We're good.
We're good, he says. My favorite, yeah, I saw you on Twitter responding to tweets that have been sent to you like a year and a half ago or like 3 years ago. You got to the backlog. You're like, all right, well, I'm at home.
If I showed you my drafts now, you think my emails are crazy. You should see the shit I don't say, the shit I didn't hit send on.
The world doesn't need to see that, Steve. That is too powerful.
You guys want to see that.
All right, well, where can everybody find your lovely streams, your amazing Twitter where you'll reply to them a year later, and everything else that you do on the internet that's fantastic?
So I'm trying to be better about that and get better like you might know my boy Sajam over here is doing. I'm trying to get that good, but not yet. But if you want to check it out and my adventures to get there, twitch.tv/tasty_Steve. That will be my Twitch at tasty_Steve on Twitter, and IG at tasty_Steve without the ad, obviously, just tasty_Steve, and you can find me there. I should be having my podcast up pretty soon, and I'm working on this whole Discord thing. My music.
You're gonna make a Discord?
I have to, man. I want to be able to bounce these ideas off of people. I want to talk comics. I want to talk to people about music. What about anime? And I still like fighting games. I want to know all these things, and I feel like that's probably one of the best ways to do it and not leave my house. So
perfect. When you do this podcast, you tweet about it so I can tell the whole universe to check it out. I appreciate you coming by. I'm sure this is one of like 900 times where I'll ask you to come on and chit chat with me. But yeah, thanks for coming by. I'm sure. Are you gonna stream tonight to play gear or what?
That's the plan. Long as I'm not going over anybody, then yeah. Also, I have a movie podcast coming out too. That's one of the things that's already starting. I'm actually working with a few people for a movie podcast as well. That'll be coming out. I'll definitely tag you in that so you can see it. I think you'll like it anyway.
I'm interested.
Need to have you on that bad boy sometime.
I saw a Discord call in which a lot of people were in there, and it was called Movie Podcast. So I figured something big was happening. I was like, something's happening. I don't know what it is, but something's happening.
Well, I feel you in. Either way, please keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm a fan and a friend. Forever the case. Please be well, man. I'll see you when all this is over, hopefully.
Yeah, you too. I have something. Majin Obama gave me something to give to you like 5 months ago, and I haven't. I've seen you.
Majin Obama, G-Unit, man. I forgot, man. Shout outs to the homies, man. I hope they're doing well over there too, man.
Yeah, I don't know what life is like on the other side, but I hope they're doing all right over there for sure. I have stuff that I still need to give you from them, so sometime I'll show up in a hazmat suit and throw it through the. You just open the door slit, and I'll just throw it like a pizza through the door.
Greenhouse. Army tube things. You just gotta roll it down, put some wheels on that bad boy, and get over here.
Yeah, that's the plan. All right, man. You have a good one. Everybody check out Steve's stream tonight, and then I'm gonna stream some gear. All right, man. Peace out. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking it out, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Peace out, Hoop Squad. Laters.
All right, later, man.